There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself.
Rabble. Order! What the fuck are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick!
Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
Alright, then let's do it. I think you picked the right choice, Josh.
We're gonna go through all this, and then at the end it's gonna be like, no, penalty.
Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear up something for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? In his apartment.
I just put it near the window just in case. He was obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room.
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. There's only one answer to that. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster.
So cold. What? Are you nuts?
The way she reacts all the time, it's almost like she knows what actually happened.
Yeah.
Like, just in case you needed to hate her even more.
What say you, Mr. Dingling? Birds. I agree. It's an interesting theory.
That's it?
Considering that what you proposed is impossible. Yes, that's it. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible.
He dropped something on him and pulled it up with a rope. I mean, if it's really he'd have to have really good upper body strength. But
He looks like he does.
To be fair, yes.
As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You've got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? Woo!
But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly.
Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright?
What is it? Are you fucking stupid?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet.
Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster. He killed the ringmaster while he was in his room. No doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling... Just give me that a moment. Committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
I mean, we kind of got to present evidence right now, huh?
I think so. We have the bust.
I'm going to present some evidence.
So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry?
I'm going to make this save state here. For the record, I'm not planning to reset to these if I get it wrong. That's just like, if I lose, I don't want to have to go through the entire thing again.
Yeah. What's that? A picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust.
It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy.
Heavy?
Yes, like you. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window.
Huh.
I am angry. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust.
Everyone in the audience laughs. Order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster?
No, the ringmaster fell into the bus.
Ha ha ha.
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
With birds.
Well, Acro's at a loss for words.
He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. You can't run away from things all— Ow!
I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Yeah— What?
Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say?
Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There was absolutely no need for such testimony.
The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him.
Yeah, that runaway comment, that was Phoenix, not me.
Thank you.
That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Acro's physical strength.
I am strong. I suppose I could have lifted something that size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bus and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There is no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. And thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
Okay, see, this was what I was thinking at the very beginning. It never occurred to me until it was said that the ringleader was carrying the box. I think he put the box there as a marking. Which also explains why there's pepper in it.
He sneezed, and then he let it go.
What? No, that wasn't at all what I meant.
Oh, right,
Like,
the box was locked.
I meant more like the pepper was in there because that was Acro's way of... he thought it would be something like, you'll open it up, you'll see the pepper, you'll realize what this is for, and then dead. Except the box was locked or something.
Yeah.
Like, maybe Regina had the key and the ringmaster didn't or something.
I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony.
Except, wait a minute, then why would Regina be... Wait. Yeah, maybe he just couldn't... He just straight up, maybe he couldn't see who it was and thought it was Regina.
I think so, yeah.
So the fact that he was dressed as Max...
Is irrelevant?
It's irrelevant except for the fact that it influenced other witnesses, I guess?
But then where did Max's cloak go?
Did it get hooked onto the bust or something?
That would be weird, but convenient.
Alright.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and carry it over to the window. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A simple false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really.
I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Alright. We're going to have to be careful in this one. Okay, I'm just going to go through this to double-check it. It makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head.
Okay, I think it's probably the one where he's like, I couldn't look out the window, or I couldn't know the location. One of those two would be it.
Should I try pressing everything again?
I guess, although I don't think much will come of it.
I might as well play it safe. I'll just avoid pushing further if it comes up. Have you ever lifted up the bust before?
No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own 2 hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this.
Wait, what?
Excuse me?
Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bust before?
How fucking strong is that thing?
Fucking Donkey Kong!
Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling.
I guess that, at least, if nothing else, that explains how he got the bust to his room, or how it ended up in his room.
Freaking monkey. It is a shiny bust. But the cards on the side at least glinted.
So what have you been doing to keep in shape?
I have a barbell next to my bed. Did you not see? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. Oh, so that's just the shit you trip over. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope.
You don't say.
But, no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Excellent input, Von Karma. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick.
Whoa, 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 how did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden?
'Cause you a noob.
I'd at least beat the judge, right?
No, you have not seen how muscular my legs are from behind here, are you? Or have you? Look at that shit. Pulls them out and they're like just bodybuilder legs. It's like, you don't know what's under this robe.
Anyway.
I know, give me a while to get back into it. I just shift like entire sections here.
I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear.
But not lion, right? He's like, dude, fuck off. And why is that?
Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I'd still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. And there's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. Damn it, I read it.
How long do you think your recovery will take?
You have to remember that the nerves were severed. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Oh, I thought he was just gone for good. I'm glad he actually gets back to it.
Yeah, that's a good thought, except for the fact that if we get him, in trouble for this, he's going to be executed.
Ooh. Delete. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not have been able to see out below the window.
Why is she Italian now?
Silenzio.
Why do you say it would be impossible?
Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head.
Well, I suppose you've got a point.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. Hey, Maya with the sweet key.
Does make sense. Thanks, Maya, but I'm just trying to press everything. I already knew that.
Just letting you know, because you seem like a noob.
I've worked many more cases than you and gotten you proven not guilty twice, so...
I've been talking with some dead detectives lately.
That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down.
Go get his eyes. I think I've already explained things sufficiently.
If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all.
If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way I would score a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, does it, Mr. Wright? Doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
Acro was strong enough to lift up the bust.
The main problem is how he could have aimed. No, that's it. That's all I'm saying. Keep going.
I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster.
That's the ticket, Nick. Show him what you got.
Zip.
I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case.
I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something.
Alright.
Something that was bent over.
Alright, save state and... No, I need the box. Here we
The
go.
box.
Everything you owned in a box to the left. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
You're still hinting at things as pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
If you were to shut up, I would've.
Silence.
But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should take a look at this. Oh, the photograph would have worked too, I guess, but still. The key point here is the wooden box.
Well, don't tell me the same thing is happening as the last case where the box was the key the whole time.
The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who? Oh, you're an owl now, Francesca.
When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. That's another point. Which means
Where the
That this
fuck
wouldn't-
was it?
that this wooden box was already placed at the scene
The scene crime.
at the crime scene, I guess.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
You mean?
If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
There would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
Really? You send tingles down my spine, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
order, this is unbelievable.
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. No, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go backward. I'm gonna go home and get some burgers.
So the next question I have is who placed that wooden box at the sea?
Are you serious right now? It was Mr. Dingling, of course.
How?
That is very fun to say.
Oh, okay.
He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down.
Oh, that's...
Ow!
Allow me to whip some sense into you.
Mr. Hey! Ow! Ow!
Phoenix
Ow!
Wright, wait. The ringmaster's head could not have been any. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted that box.
That's why the box was so specially made.
Specially made.
Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature.
The weight. It's freaking heavy for a wooden box. Even Gumshoe mentioned this.
The box has a remarkable weight. Like you.
This whip is going straight up your urethra.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
Just to lift up this wooden box would have required...
Oh, I see. A forklift. Oh, no, wait. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say?
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
The box also has a carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place.
Huh. Fool!
Acro says nothing. This means he's saving up to accept this. He just kissed the bird.
He's been doing that.
Did she even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you've had to say.
Wait, why did I say does she even? Or what? What was that? I don't know.
I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you drop it? Did you drop the bust on the ringmaster? What are you talking about? Even if I have wanted to do such a thing, I couldn't.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of this bust?
Yes. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
He doesn't go there.
Monkey.
Monkey, yeah.
Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
Yeah, that means...
You understand what I mean, don't you? I am sad. I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? With your monkey bro.
You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that! Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Ah!
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria.
Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all.
Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room?
Alright.
I agree it was your badge. It gives superpowers. A monkey?
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
For instance, he stole the ventriloquist ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home.
Oh.
He doesn't have, like, freak out or anything. He just is like...
When he freaks out, he's probably just going to look really sad. Home.
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room. Acro's room.
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Buzzards and all that shiny.
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record.
Told you those were shiny.
Ah.
Why? Those are some very nice cards he is holding.
Yes, and they are made of platinum,
Holy
which is
shit.
very shiny.
Huh. That is shiny.
Dude, it's got Giratina on it. Acro! Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room.
How fucking strong is that monkey?
He's the leader of the bunch. You know him well.
If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
See, I like how he just also straight up admits it. Like, I feel like it's not so much that Acro is, like, trying to get away from this. It's more like he's willing to be found out. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Huh.
Because, like, if he's like, the monkey could have done it, right? He could have easily said, no. And he's like, well, shit. But say he's like, yeah, he can do that.
I mean, we'd probably test the monkey or something.
Yeah, but still.
Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where is the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a strange turn of events. If that monkey did not steal the bust, then what happens to this case?
Well, in that event, something else must have been used as the murder weapon.
Well, Or maybe this bust was the murder weapon, but it was used by accident. What?
That's possible.
What does that mean?
Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Huh! Moron!
You should stop talking to yourself like that.
She's dirty talking. Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow!
Don't see so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney.
Fraud?
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
And what is that?
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
Sure.
If that's true, how do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now.
You guys were perfectly willing to doubt it up until suddenly it went downing it is what I'm trying to do. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
Turn the trial around. Beat that bitch for karma.
Do your line.
I thought you'd enjoy that. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Baring, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The clown saw the murderer. Who was it then?
Do I have to play the bust again?
I don't know.
I think I should. I think I'm supposed to play the bust.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
He saw Max's Ow!
I asked who was the other person most on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
En contraire, mon frère! It does indeed have something to do with the question.
How dare you French at me?
Also, I think it's Montferry. My bad. I don't know. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.